Somewhere in the Pacific right now, a warship is cutting through the waves with enough firepower to level an entire city. But here's what's crazy. Most of that firepower didn't even exist 5 years ago. The USS Zumwalt just became the first American warship armed with hypersonic missiles that travel at 7 times the speed of sound. That's faster than a bullet leaves a gun. And that's just one weapon system. These destroyers carry lasers that shoot down drones for pennies, radars that can spot a baseball from 200 miles away, and stealth technology that makes a 600-foot warship look like a fishing boat on enemy screens. What you're about to discover will show you exactly why these ships are the most lethal vessels ever to sail the oceans. First one, the missile that breaks physics. Let's start with the weapon that changes everything, hypersonic missiles. Picture this. You're an enemy commander sitting in a bunker 1,000 miles from the coast. You think you're safe because it would take a cruise missile over an hour to reach you, giving you plenty of time to evacuate or shoot it down. Then suddenly, without warning, your entire command center is obliterated. What happened? A hypersonic missile launched from a destroyer you didn't even know was there just traveled 1,000 miles in less than 10 minutes. That's the conventional prompt strike system now operational on the USS Zumwalt. This missile reaches Mach 7 to Mach 8. To put that in perspective, a bullet from a rifle travels at about Mach 2. This missile is more than 3 times faster than that, but speed isn't even the scariest part. These missiles don't fly in a predictable arc like ballistic missiles. They glide and maneuver unpredictably, making them nearly impossible to intercept. By the time enemy radar picks them up, it's already too late. There's simply no defense against them. The Zumwalt carries 12 of these monsters. Installation finished in late 2025, with live fire tests happening right now in early 2026. This makes it the first U.S. warship with operational hypersonic strike capability. Think about what that means. A single destroyer can now strike targets anywhere within 1,000 miles in minutes, not hours. That's a complete game changer. And here's something most people don't know. These missiles were installed in place of the advanced gun system that was originally planned for the Zumwalt. The Navy basically said, you know what? Forget the big guns. Let's put hypersonic missiles on this thing instead. That decision just made the Zumwalt the most dangerous surface combatant on Earth. Second one, lasers that cost less than $1 per shot. Now let's talk about something that sounds like pure science fiction, combat lasers. The Helios system installed on destroyers like the USS Preble can shoot down drones and small missiles using nothing but concentrated light. And here's the kicker. Each shot costs about $1 in electricity. Compare that to a missile that costs anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million, and you start to understand why this is revolutionary. But the real genius isn't just the cost savings, it's the magazine depth. A destroyer carries maybe 96 missiles in its vertical launch system. Once those are gone, you're done. But a laser, as long as the ship has fuel to run its generators, it has unlimited shots. Unlimited. You could engage hundreds of targets without ever running out of ammunition. The system scales from 60 to 120 kilowatts, depending on the threat. Against small drones, 60 kilowatts is plenty. Against hardened targets or faster missiles, you crank it up to 120. And the engagement happens at the speed of light, literally. There's no flight time, no intercept calculation. You point, you shoot, the target is hit instantly. Now, there's another system that doesn't get enough attention, the ODIN Dazzler. This doesn't destroy targets. Instead, it blinds them. It overwhelms enemy sensors with concentrated light, turning sophisticated drones into blind hazards that can't find their targets. 6 destroyers received this system by 2026, and it's proven incredibly effective against drone swarms. Think about the tactical implications here. An enemy launches 50 cheap drones at your destroyer, hoping to overwhelm your defenses. In the old days, you'd have to use expensive missiles to shoot them down, and you might run out before getting them all. Now, you just start zapping them with lasers, one after another, for $1 per shot. The economics of naval warfare just completely changed. Third one, the radar that sees tomorrow's threats today. Here's something that'll blow your mind. The AN/SPY-6V1 radar on the newest Arleigh Burke destroyers is 30 times more sensitive than the radars on older ships. 30 times. What does that actually mean? It means this radar can detect a target that's half the size at twice the distance compared to previous systems. But it's not just about seeing farther. It's about seeing threats that were previously invisible. Hypersonic missiles, stealth aircraft, small drones flying low over the water. These are threats that older radars struggled to track. The AN/SPY-6 sees them all, tracks them all, and can guide weapons to intercept them all simultaneously. The technology behind this is fascinating. Instead of a spinning radar dish like you see in old movies, this system uses thousands of tiny radar elements arranged in a flat panel. Each element can be electronically steered independently, meaning the radar can look in hundreds of different directions at the same time without moving a single mechanical part. The USS Ted Stevens, delivered just weeks ago in late 2025, is one of the first destroyers equipped with this system. And it's powered by 8 massive gas turbines producing over 100,000 total horsepower just to keep everything running. That's more power than most small towns use. But here's what really matters. This radar was specifically designed to counter hypersonic threats. Remember those hypersonic missiles we talked about earlier? Well, America's enemies have them too. And the AN/SPY-6 is built to detect them, track them, and guide interceptor missiles to destroy them before they can hit their targets. It's the ultimate shield against the ultimate sword. Fourth one, the stealth ship that shouldn't exist. Now let's talk about something that seems physically impossible, making a 600-foot warship invisible. The USS Zumwalt has a radar cross-section 50 times smaller than conventional destroyers. Let me put that in perspective. On enemy radar screens, this massive warship, longer than 2 football fields, appears as nothing more than a small fishing boat. That's not marketing hype. That's the actual design specification. How is this possible? It starts with the hull design. The Zumwalt uses what's called a tumble-home hull. The sides actually slope inward as they rise from the waterline. This shape deflects radar waves away from the source instead of bouncing them back. Every surface, every angle, every feature is designed to scatter radar energy. But it's not just the shape. The entire superstructure is made from composite materials that absorb radar waves instead of reflecting them. Even the windows are made from special materials that don't create radar returns. Everything that could possibly reflect radar, antennas, weapons, sensors, is hidden behind smooth, angled panels. And then there's the propulsion system. The Zumwalt uses integrated electric propulsion, generating 78 megawatts of power. That's enough electricity to power a small city. But more importantly, it drives electric motors that are nearly silent. On sonar, This ship sounds more like a submarine than a surface vessel. Think about the tactical advantage this creates. You're an enemy commander watching your radar screens. You see nothing unusual, just some fishing boats and commercial traffic. Then suddenly, 12 hypersonic missiles come screaming out of nowhere, and by the time you realize there's a destroyer out there, your entire air defense network is already destroyed. That's the power of stealth. The Zumwalt operates with a crew of just 147 sailors, compared to 350 on traditional destroyers. How? Automation. The ship runs 6 million lines of code managing everything from propulsion to weapons to damage control. It's less a ship and more a floating supercomputer that happens to carry hypersonic missiles. Fifth one, the missile arsenal that never runs dry. Let's talk about the vertical launch system, the heart of any destroyer's firepower. The Arleigh Burke-class destroyers carry 96 Mach 41 VLS cells. Picture 96 individual silos built into the deck, each one capable of launching different types of missiles depending on what the mission requires. This flexibility is absolutely crucial. Inside those cells, you'll find SM-6 missiles that can shoot down aircraft, intercept cruise missiles, strike surface ships, and even hit land targets. One missile, 4 different mission types. The SM-6 uses an active radar seeker, meaning once it's launched, it guides itself to the target without any help from the ship. The destroyer can fire and forget, then immediately focus on the next threat. Then there are the Tomahawk Block V cruise missiles. These can strike targets over 1,000 miles away with incredible precision. But here's what makes them special. They can be retargeted in flight. Let's say you launch a Tomahawk at an enemy command center, but while the missile is flying, intelligence reports that the commander evacuated to a different location. No problem. You just send new coordinates to the missile, and it adjusts course mid-flight to hit the new target. The ESSM Block II missiles provide point defense against incoming threats. These are smaller, more agile missiles designed to intercept anti-ship missiles in their final approach. And here's the clever part. 4 ESSM missiles fit into a single VLS cell. That means a destroyer can carry hundreds of these interceptors without sacrificing space for offensive weapons. But the Zumwalt takes this concept even further. Its Mk-57 VLS cells are larger than standard cells, specifically designed to accommodate bigger, more powerful weapons. Like those hypersonic missiles we talked about earlier, the Zumwalt's VLS system is basically future-proofed for weapons that don't even exist yet. Sixth one, the gun that thinks for itself. Every destroyer needs a last line of defense, and that's where the Phalanx comes in. This is a radar-controlled Gatling gun that automatically detects, tracks, and destroys incoming threats without any human intervention. The Phalanx fires 20mm tungsten rounds at 4,500 rounds per minute. That's 75 rounds every single second, creating a wall of metal that shreds anything trying to get through. The system operates completely autonomously. The radar spots an incoming missile, the computer calculates the intercept point, and the gun opens fire, all in less than a second. Human reaction times simply aren't fast enough for modern anti-ship missiles that travel at supersonic speeds. You need a computer making the decisions. When the Phalanx fires, it makes a distinctive buzzing sound that's earned it the nickname R2-D2 after the Star Wars droid. But there's nothing cute about what it does. This system is designed to destroy missiles in their final seconds of flight. When they're just hundreds of feet from impact, it's the absolute last chance to save the ship. The Block 1B variant adds electro-optical sensors that let it engage small boats and drones that might not show up well on radar. This addresses modern threats like drone swarms or fast attack boats loaded with explosives. The Phalanx can switch between anti-air and anti-surface modes automatically based on what's threatening the ship. Seventh one, the precision strike weapon nobody talks about. Now let's discuss something that might seem old-fashioned, the 5-inch naval gun. The Mk-45 Mod 4 gun system has been upgraded with precision-guided munitions that turn it into a surgical strike tool. It can fire 16 to 20 rounds per minute, delivering sustained firepower that missiles simply cannot match. While missiles give you one shot, the Mk-45 can keep shooting for as long as you have ammunition. The ammunition variety is incredible. High explosive rounds for soft targets, armor-piercing shells for hardened bunkers, illumination rounds for nighttime operations. The gun can switch between ammunition types in seconds, adapting to whatever the tactical situation requires. With GPS-guided shells, this gun can hit specific buildings from 13 nautical miles away with accuracy measured in meters. That's precision comparable to a missile, but at a fraction of the cost. When you need to provide fire support for troops ashore or take out a specific target without using a $1 million missile, the Mk-45 is your answer. Eighth one, the power plant that runs it all. Finally, let's talk about what makes all these systems possible: power generation. Modern destroyers generate massive amounts of electrical power, and they need every watt of it. Those radar systems, they're power-hungry beasts. The laser weapons, they need megawatts of electricity. The propulsion system, more power. The combat systems, the sensors, the communications, everything needs power. The Arleigh Burke class uses 4 LM2500 gas turbines, producing over 100,000 total horsepower. The Zumwalt's integrated electric propulsion generates 78 megawatts. That's enough to power 78,000 homes. But this isn't just about running current weapons. It's about future-proofing these ships for technologies that don't even exist yet. More powerful lasers, electromagnetic railguns, high-powered microwave weapons. All of these future systems will require massive amounts of electricity, and these destroyers are being built with the power infrastructure to support them. So there you have it, the most powerful and deadliest systems on U.S. destroyers right now. Hypersonic missiles that strike at Mach 7, giving enemies no time to react. Laser weapons that shoot down threats for $1 per shot with unlimited ammunition. Radars 30 times more sensitive than previous systems, capable of tracking hundreds of targets simultaneously. Stealth technology that makes a 600-foot warship look like a fishing boat on enemy screens. Vertical launch systems carrying 96 missiles ready to engage threats in the air, on the surface, or on land. Autonomous gun systems that destroy incoming missiles in their final seconds of flight. These aren't just weapons. They're force multipliers that give American destroyers overwhelming advantages in every domain of naval warfare. The Arleigh Burke Flight 3 excels in multi-mission flexibility and proven combat systems. The Zumwalt pushes boundaries with stealth and hypersonic strike capability. What makes these destroyers truly unstoppable isn't any single weapon. It's how everything integrates into one unified combat system. The radars detect threats first. The missiles engage at extreme range. The lasers provide cost-effective defense against swarms. The hypersonics deliver unstoppable offensive strikes. The stealth keeps everything hidden until it's too late. These floating fortresses represent the cutting edge of naval warfare technology. They don't just win battles, they prevent wars by making the cost of aggression too high for any adversary to accept. That's the true power of American naval dominance in 2026.